Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Hopefully. All right.
Yep.
Okay, let's get started. We got our friends over at Tradrr with us, and we wanted to give you guys a rundown. We'll have some good giveaways, and we're gonna have Tradrr show us the platform, which is an incredible new platform for Rithmic that we have partnered with, and we have some exciting news there as well. And we will also get to some good giveaways. So let me hand it over to Dan and Niels over at Tradrr, and they'll take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Joss. Yeah, so like Joss said, we partnered up. Pretty exciting stuff. And yeah, let me tell you a little bit about my history. So I started trading full time like 15 years ago, and yeah, it's a long time, and it's been quite the journey. And yes, I tried pretty much every platform before, like Market Delta, Investor RT, Ninja Trader, and everything. Every time there was something that I wasn't happy with. So yeah, and years later, I ended up trading for the Amsterdam Stock Exchange for a prop, like a real prop firm, over like a physical prop firm, and yeah, I came across some like professional tools. Well, professional. They were mainly just very expensive, and yeah, I learned a few things there, and then ended up traveling a lot after. Also, traded all around the world, which made me also want to trade on my MacBook, which was usually a really big issue because all the software, as you know, especially back in the day, it was just only for Windows, and that kind of drove me nuts at times. And yeah, so over the years, I was just looking for something that I could use on my Mac, could use in the browser, on the go, and that basically inspired the idea to create Trader. And especially for Rithmic, because that was the data feed that I started using like 12 years ago, I think. It was already like, I think the only or one of the first that had full depth, so level 2 data. And the other ones, they still didn't have that. Now it's sort of more common, but yeah, still not everyone has it. But yeah, so that inspired the whole journey. And yeah, I think I can keep it quite short. That's how we got here. So pretty exciting stuff. And now partnered up with the Futures Desk, which I think is really cool because they come close to a proper, like a real prop firm, as close as I seen so far. So yeah, I think I'll hand it over to Dan to show you guys a little bit around.
Yes. So I myself have been an avid user of both the Futures Desk and Trader itself. I had joined the team not too long ago and was able to put my bit of expertise into a couple of the toolings as well. So on screen, you can see we have the integration for Trader within the TFD's system. This can generally be accessed by the Rithmic toggle should you have an account with Rithmic enabled. Once that's clicked on, let's now full screen this so we have a better view of all the tools that will be available to those who decide to utilize the platform. Generally, we have three main tools on default. It's those of the charts of the NASDAQ and ES futures. These are set up to have 5-minute candles with volume profiles shown. We'll have the main chart that contains a lot of our order flow tools. These of the footprints, a double column one that will show you the profile being built currently within the day, one showing you a previously built from the session prior, as well as a VWAP that if I were to turn the chart automatic, we can see a larger scale of that. We can see from there a VWAP down here and their deviation bands all the way up until the way I set it up. 1 standard deviation, 1.5, and 2 standard deviations. Let's get back into that zoomed in view. They have a specific styling so as to outline around the bars of our footprints. This will help you easily identify locations where, when you see the order flow coming into those zones or onto those levels of the dynamic VWAPs, you can kind of get a sense of how that activity is being affected by that location. Next to those, we have the depth of market. This is generally a tool that's not often seen as customizable the way we have it in a web platform. You can even note how quickly the speed of which it updates and provides all this real-time tick data. It can also be seen on the time in sales. These kind of things you can also adjust yourself within your own workspaces should you decide by our many widgets here. These are the ways you then define, the portions of the layout for yourself. When it comes to executing on the DOM or even in the charts, I'll show you the DOM first. This can be done by quickly clicking onto the bids, the offers. It can also be set by clicking immediately onto the above the bid. This will execute you at markets towards the buy side. You can drag orders quickly as well. We can flatten them through the buttons on the sides here to either sell the market, buy the market, close all trades. We also have ways towards where you can place your orders not only just with your left click, but if you use your right click, you can have it set up so that you can set up your stop orders as well. For those that want to perhaps save space on their DOMs, we have options to where this pulling and stacking columns can be utilized instead as the order columns to manage your orders within here. And because of the way that it's integrated within TFD and the way that TFD has built their systems with Rithmic in mind, if I were then to enter a trade and have it immediately opened up, I can now set up my tags, my setups, and such. Not miss a beat on the market in the background.
I think what people can see is there's really nothing like this
These-
out there right now. This is a one of a kind, especially with Rithmic and on the web. I think there's a lot of other platforms that try to do DOM and try to do this kind of advanced tooling, but I think everyone can see who's familiar with other advanced DOM tooling that this is really setting a new mark for that.
Yeah. If I go over a couple of the questions,
Yeah, go ahead with the questions.
I was just noting some of the ones with TPO, and I can see that Niels has also kind of gone through a couple of these as well. This is all web-based. This is, I guess, I hope that this thing would show it better, but if you know the TFD system being web-based, this as well is just integrated within it on the web, on your browser. It can be even available so that you can use it on your Macs, Windows, Linux, what have you. At this time, with regards to TPO charts, we have it in development. We are trying to ensure it is ideally one of the best TPO charts available at the prices we offer. And with the offering within TFD, it will be something that many we find could enjoy using. As many of even our team utilize a lot of these order flow tools. Myself, I have used TPOs.
And until today, we had a partnership with Tradrr that was really cool, and we were covering the cost of the platform up to, and it was a partial cost of the platform, so it was 20. What was it? Sorry, $25 to get this through us.
It was 29.
29, I'm sorry, 29 to get this through us. But as of today, we have an announcement. If you have a assessment with us, we are going to be fully covering the cost of Tradrr from here on. So as long as you have a Rithmic account with us, that's an assessment, not just a practice account, we will cover the cost fully for Tradrr.
Yeah, so even though what you see now on screen, as it states as 29, this will be, I imagine, adjusted, and then when you've gone through and clicked into the process of getting it set up, all you have to do is just click loading to the platform, and then this would get you ready to get going into taking your trades. Another thing I guess we'll go over real quick is how execution can work out in the charts you have, and ideally it's well once TPO comes around. When you set within your toolbar the chart trading, this can help for those that want to be able to maybe even not even watch over the DOM. If they just want to chart off of the footprint itself, this can let you place your orders on this little mini DOM that appears. You can drag them around. Cancel all. We can set up our brackets so that when you do have an order, they can automatically set up a split for 20 ticks. So now having these filled, these brackets will set up so that you'll have your take profit and your stop already in place. Drag this in and out. Once one gets filled, they will also cancel the other side of the bracket, of course. Feel free to maximize any aspect of the DOM's charts. If you need to take a closer look over your own analysis, I gotta kind of go back and forth between my tabs to see if there's any other questions. If it has Heikin-Ashi candles, yeah, let me do that over this one.
And of course, he styled it, to kind of match our platform, but it's got full customization of all the colors, and the windows can be moved around, and you can have more or less charts, as well as a whole slew of indicators. And they've got a ton in development too.
Yeah, exactly. And I see some questions. Do you have cross instrument? At the moment, we don't, but we are working currently on a copy trader. And with that copy trader, you also be able to cross trade. So when that feature is done, you will be able to cross trade also. Yeah.
If we have a heat map at the moment, not yet. We kind of put resources towards ensuring that the DOM themselves kind of serve that purpose. We can understand the heat map sort of aspect of things, but it's not something we, I guess, ourselves utilize. So we have to do our own research onto that topic. I mean, we understand there's.
I can jump in on that maybe a little bit. Maybe you've seen it or not, but a couple of years ago, I also did a webinar for Bookmap, and so I've used it, and they invited me to talk about it. But at the moment, I don't use it that much anymore, and I can see the value in it a little bit. But to be honest, if you just look at the numbers and on the histogram on the order book, myself at least, I see just as much that I need to see that I would see on Bookmap. But But yeah, if there's a lot of demand for it, then then we'll build it. But at the moment, it's not a top priority. No. If you want, I can stream my screen as well, maybe to have like a completely different layout. See how that looks, or not. But we do that. I think. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I think that's a really great idea.
Let me start the screen share.
I guess while that's going, the crucial, how well it's integrated for the live accounts. Yes, we're not built only for paper trading or such. This is also set up so that any Rithmic connection, well, I say any in the sense that if you had the full platform, but if you're in TFD and you get through into your brokerage, you would be able to utilize the platform on your live accounts, and all the trades you're taking should appear real time to how it's already doing so for yourself in practice or eval. For Shervin, what do you mean? The template that was occurring prior, or the template in which Niels is currently showing? Niels is a stylish man. Probably.
All right, so I see I think it's streaming. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm just streaming my whole screen, so you can see that it's actually in a browser. So I don't think you were able to see that at Dan's share, because he just shared a tab. But yeah, as you can see, it's just in the URL of the futures desk, where you can see things right away. Now I'm on a practice account here, but I have more accounts here. I didn't do anything today, but you can just open it, close it, just go on with your trades and do whatever you want. And so on the right, I hear, let me see, I'm not sure how fast it updates, but yeah. So the DOM, is it showing my whole screen? I think it's partly of my, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, the scrolling.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so this is how I use it. And so if I want to see like a sort of bookmap kind of view, I just look at the highest numbers, right? So I just look at here, there are some offers here, here's a bid. They're usually algorithms anyway that move with the market right now. And, I just look at it like that. And yeah, right now we can see that here, there's a little 1 minute chart with the volume profile heat map. Good for Mac users. Yeah, it's good for Mac users, exactly. Yeah. So we do have desktop apps as well, but I'm not sure if that's going to be part of the deal with Futures Desk. But yeah.
I guess if it can be shifted back towards my screen, I can go over some of the questions regarding like hotkeys. There are some hotkeys we can utilize in the platform as well.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of hotkeys that you can use.
So like for myself, I set up some in the DOM. If you have a right click, that's how you can set up. If you prefer, perhaps when it comes to setting that stop order, if you don't like to use a right click here, you can also set it to use shift left click. By myself, I stick to just my mouse. I have on my mouse several buttons so for centering the DOM, I can center the DOM off of my mouse. I can clear all the numbers. Just some quick, to get the more not real time, to get the more recent information. I can also set hotkeys to join the bids, join the ask. Not many that I use myself, but I'll zoom in around here for a bit just so you can see kind of the ones we offer. Quickly, it's just the ones I showed, censoring the DOM, ones that can do for execution, setting for an OCO, flattening all your orders, canceling all your pending orders. These preset ones for quantity are in regards to the ones here, and these can also be adjusted. If I were to right click this, I could set a new set of presets here. Setting all your stops to price. This can be a helpful one if you were to set up multiple, let's say, limit orders and you're actively in a trade, you could have it set so that when you click around the price you'd want, it would then move all those orders to more quickly, enter or exit the trade per se. This price markers one involves on the DOM where I can hold down my alt key, and this will allow me to highlight prices or multiple prices, let's say, that I find important within the current session. So just more of a couple of these clearing ones. These will clear as they've stated, depending on how you set up your hotkeys in that regard. You can also go ahead and clear from the toolbar on the DOM. There are some more other hotkeys that are set up for charts and then also for the platform itself. But these can be set up, played around with yourselves. We don't want to set up any presets in that regard for you guys. Can we?
Yeah, see another question about the tick. Do you support tick compression on, for example, like NQ? At the moment, I think we
have it in beta.
But yeah, so we played around with it, but it wasn't good enough, so it's still in beta. But yeah, we'll have it. Yeah.
Kill switch. If something goes wrong, a kill switch.
Yeah, so I mean like liquidate, right? Yeah, so there's both on the chart and on the DOM, there are liquidate buttons, and liquidate plus cancel all. So liquidate just liquidates your whole position, right? And but keeps the orders intact, and liquidate plus cancel all, it cancels all your orders and flattens your position.
Wrinkle charts.
And sorry to interrupt, but we did post a link to the giveaway we'll be doing. We'll be doing $250 credits, giving away towards the end of this stream. And so sign up with that Glean link in the YouTube chat. And just to remind everybody, if you're coming on late, this platform Tradrr is we've partnered with Tradrr, and this is fully integrated with the TFD experience, including all the journaling, everything live, interactive. If you choose the Rithmic path, and starting today, we are going to be covering the entire cost of Tradrr for our Rithmic users. So it is free as a TFD trader using Rithmic. So you can take trades in Tradrr with their advanced charting in DOM and see it come up in real time. That's what Dan's showing right now. And then journal your trades, tag your trades, and all the way through live accounts. What's really cool is they're very actively developing. So they listen to what people are wanting the most, and they've got a lot they're working on, and it comes out quick. So it's a pretty exciting platform.
Thank you, and I agree. So now we are actively developing. We're also still hiring more devs to get things out faster. So yeah, working hard on it. And yeah, like I said, we're very open to suggestions. So if there's a lot of people asking for things, we'll build it. Yeah.
Does anybody have any more questions? There's a lot of settings and tweaks you can do in the platform. So if you want them to dig into some of those, maybe you could go over some of the DOM settings. I think that's what makes this platform extra unique, is the power of their DOM, especially on the web. Maybe you could go through some of the customizations they can do on it.
Yeah, if we shift over to my screen, I can show my own, let's say, my own workspace that I actually utilize on my own trading, and what often is. So it's a bit oversized here, but So if we go into the DOM, I had showed it earlier before as well, that you can set it up so that if you didn't want your orders to appear onto your orders column, if you wanted to keep things sort of more minimal in a sense, you could have it set so that your pulling and stacking columns can be utilized to place and manage your orders. You know, these can be helped to keep a more usable experience of things, where if you want to have pull stacking, but you don't want to have such a huge DOM, that's kind of something that we set up in that sense. We can also adjust how quickly the DOM updates. If, for say, you are experiencing, for whatever reason, that the DOM is maybe too quick for you, you can set it to be a little bit slower on the updates. If I set it now to 50 millisecond updates or 100 millisecond updates, how quickly when you have your pull stacking active, we set it at a timer to refresh so that it keeps the information more relevant. If you want it to be much quicker, if I had set it at 50 milliseconds, let's say, it should reset every half second or so. If those who have used maybe Jigsaw could be familiar with inside prints or even Sierra, to like set it up where when you travel back through a price, if you set it at a lower number, then the prices inside that inside column will refresh more quickly, as shown there. Or if you want it to accumulate more information, you want a higher number, so you can get a sense of like big moments of activity and where a lot of consolidation would have occurred in the DOM for there. How many depth levels you'd want to see. If you wanted to see the full book, you can just start setting this to 100. Like I myself, might seem weird. I do tend to prefer it at 5, just for slower moving products that I tend to trade more often. I got to tab over to another questions. Let's see. How do you use DOM when trading? Oh, yeah, so Merlin, I was stating my thing. I predominantly use the DOM, and I have set up my own footprint here to show only the deltas, just to have like a recording of the information there. Are the VWAP standard deviations? Yes, the VWAP is set up with standard deviations. We have 3 bands at the moment that you can decide the settings for. You can have it so that each band is deviation 1 or increments of 0.5. So you have 0.1, 0.5, and 2s, what have you on that one. Anchored VWAPs and anchored profiles, we have sort of in a beta. We just want to make sure that those kind of things work properly, and once you reload the platform, it should ideally stick around as well. Saving layouts, yes. So when you create your own layout, like I have here, you would go over to this icon on the upper right tab, and you can save your active workspace. Also in the general settings, the way I have it set up is I want to manually save, but if you and I think by default, it will auto-save every 5 minutes, so that the changes you're making as you're adjusting it for your own personal usage isn't lost. Please give us a overview on, and you got cut off there, Prof Trader. Yes, as Niels stated as well, it's hard to do in this situation, but if you set up your workspace in the browser at a certain way, you save it actively to that. If I were then to open up my own laptop, set up things there, and set a new workspace, the way we made it was so that you would keep that saved workspace attached to the browser of that OS you're using. One thing we didn't go too much over was our time in sales. These also, we recently set it up to have a couple of neat features. You can set it up in the way that if you didn't want to see any of the buying activity on tape, you want to, if you don't want to see any selling activity on tape, you'd remove all the bid options so that the tape would only scroll from there on only with buying activity. Or if you wanted a reverse of that, only for selling activity. Or if you only wanted to see a tape only composed of large block orders, that you can set the filters on from here. They have their own colors, their own font colors, and it would only then print the blocks only. We are looking into, what is that thing called? The above ask, below bid colorings, and that will then work the same way as this, to where you could then create a tape that only shows that aggressive activity of sweeping orders through the book. You know, we're often attempting to push past the standard way that order flow tools kind of been set up. We feel like there's a lot of things we've introduced and will be introducing to push the boundaries of that. Professor Trader, open eye look close. Session stats. Yeah, I can go back over the other workspace. I believe I had session stats set up on there.
Yeah, or it could be a mine. I already have it running.
Let me see. Yeah, okay. I'll just tap in right now. Session stats. We have RTH highs, RTH lows, ETH highs, ETH lows. The initial balance is set by default based on an hour on the session template that either is already preset or what you can then create on the session manager if you wanted to set up your own special sessions, or you wanted to adjust the sessions we have available. You can see them as developing, or with that inactive, it will just be the line itself. So let me turn that inactive so you can find out the labels here: RTH mid, ETH mid, all the ETHs for highs, and RTH highs, IB highs. Overview on the things that we can set up so someone gives that in the web platform. Sign up for giveaway. I think that's so far the questions that I've caught up on. Is there anything specifically you're asking in regards to overviewing? I mean, there's a couple of things we kind of went over thus far.
Did you show all the different indicators you do have?
Yes, good points. This is the full listing of indicators on this section here. Anything under the trader category is what we've sort of created and adjusted to be a bit different to what's out there. And then anything below that are all the things that are known to people: EMAs, moving averages, Bollingers, Keltners, and such.
Yeah, and on the indicators that you have active, you can drag them up and down to change the Z index, which sometimes is, kind of nice to have, I think.
Any demo counts or trials for this? So Sense Plus, we do have trials on our own website, but through the offering of TFD, we've come to an agreement towards you guys will be able to just access the platform by navigating into this little Rithmic button. You'll see Trader. At the moment, it's stating as a 29 add-on, but this will adjust to be free.
Right, but it only works with the Rithmic account, so you do have to really select Rithmic.
Correct. We do not have TFD X or Project X data feeds integrated. It's at the moment just the Rithmic connection with TFT.
We are very excited to partner with them on this. We think it's going to give everyone a leg up on their trading, and then it's got the full integration that you're used to with TFTX, except for you have access to this pretty impressive charting for our advanced traders. It's a premium product, and we're including it completely for free. Okay, let's do maybe 3 more minutes of Q&A while we get the last round of signups for the giveaway, and then we'll go ahead and do that. So any more questions about the platform or how it integrates with TFT or anything else? Go ahead.
If we use stream, can we switch to another platform because the data feed is Rithmic? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you have Rithmic, the credentials you get for it are wait, hello? Oh, they're within your dashboard. You'd be able to add those to any other, I guess, Rithmic platform. But we believe that if you guys give us a go, you'd be fairly impressed. Messi is like TFT, CR7 is like Dom. Are those sports? It's weird to say. I'm not really a sport guy.
Reference.
Okay.
Soccer, football.
I'm what you call a nerd.
Messi moved down to Florida, joined a team down here. So
you guys can then shake the foot of the god. Was it?
What's that?
There's they molded his foot.
Oh, okay. And they have it on display down here?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh. Right.
I guess to outline some of our developments, we are looking into, of course, a copy trader. This is already about, I'll say, a quarter of the way to where we'd like it to be. We're actively testing it and within our own side of things. Other things as well we'll look forward to is multiple connections of that not be specific to TFT. With regards to the pricing, it is going to be waived, yes. Through our partnership, Tradrr is now free for all TFT active traders. And then they will adjust that, the visuals on that in their platform on their ends. So those who are interested in order flow as well, look forward to having you on there and getting your feedbacks and requests, of course. Not sure if this individual's currently on stream, but we've had conversations with a couple people, and we've had added in, like I'll even say right now, with the hotkeys that we set up. One of the things when it came to trading by right click for stop orders or shift clicking by stop orders, that was a customer's request. I think within the week we were able to get it set up for them. Can we have multiple connections and use the cop trader including TFT, or is it exclusive to TFT? We haven't quite yet come up to how that's going to work. There might be an idea to upgrading the cost, and then you'll have to then pay something on that, Yogesh, to have the, I guess, full access of Tradrr in being able to do multiple Rithmic connections. And then when copy trader's out, of course, copying across those said multiple connections, but not the, I guess, focus to this webinar as of yet. There was a way to access it. Wait, what?
I think
Patrick?
he means like the trade dots, you know. So if there's a big trade, you see a big dot. I think something like that. The bigger the trade dot, I think
Oh,
something like
like a yeah, I see what you're saying, like a tape thing. Instead of
that. I think
numbers, you get a seen Patrick Weiland, to be honest. But I imagine that's what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Something like that designed ourselves, but we haven't done any implementation of it as of yet. I'll probably have to
no.
look into your
Yes,
whole
yeah, we'll look into it. So, yeah, a little bit. My introduction was very short, but in the past we have made more indicators for example, NinjaTrader with AMS Trading Group, and for Investor RT, and on NinjaTrader, for example, we did have the trade dots as an indicator as well. So we'll be able to, like, you know, convert that also into the Trader platform. Maybe some of you guys remember it from the AMS Delta print for NinjaTrader, and those had those features, yes. But yeah, we'll look into it to build it into Trader as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty wheel. Does Trader support high-low tick bars? High-low. We have high. Hold on. I believe we do have high-low bars as a styling, and then tick built bars at the moment are being what's called refined. But we do have it should be coming, tick bars in general. How does the platform function with a browser with ad block? I use Brave and running. Oh, funny enough, it doesn't show in my. Hold on, I need to adjust my stream, but in here I am also using the Brave browser. Funny enough, I love Brave. Ad block wise, the only thing that would be prevented when you are using the platform, if for whatever reason you had an issue with why is this thing not exiting out? If you had an issue with, say, something in the platform, we have a feedback form built in. The ad block would just prevent that from being sent out. That would be the only thing the ad block would affect. Trading itself won't be affected. So Trader in itself, with the partnership we have here and the offering to have it free for you guys, we are kind of try to keep it web browser only for the moment. We do ourselves on our own end have downloads for desktop of Windows and Mac, but it could very well just be that we could set up something that would require more of a support chat option to get that download. But for now, we'll keep it at the web-based. And then there's a question from someone regarding, and I guess I can hand it off to you, Josh, why you guys decided to go with us, perhaps.
I think if you watch the whole demo, it kind of speaks for itself. It's better than those products. It's more advanced in pretty much every way. These guys are very into order flow, and we have a lot of traders that do trade order flow, and it might be the best platform out there. And it just happens to be web-based. So these guys are have a very good development team, and they keep moving quickly on the features, and we all see eye to eye on trading and how it should be.
Yeah, and I'll just jump in a little bit too. You know, working with these guys one-on-one and understanding that they're really trying to provide value to the traders, right? It just our visions align with them as far as providing value to the traders and providing tools that actually benefit the traders. So when it comes to that stuff, these guys are always working on stuff like, I know he had mentioned that one of the customers had requested a feature be added. I did the same thing. It was actually with the DOM and the placement of the buttons and how to execute stuff, and they pretty much had it implemented a couple days later. Right, that's part of the driving force behind why we wanted to partner with these guys, is because they do listen to the feedback. They're not just glossing over all those little minute details that are so important. And I know these guys put a lot of work into this, and it took them years to develop this, and they didn't just rush it. They didn't put it out there half baked. They really put the effort and the work into it. And when we can partner with somebody like that and understand these guys actually listen to the feedback, that's such a big selling point. And that's why we take on a lot of that burden, a lot of that cost, and provide it to our customers, because this is just the start, where they're going to have the TPO, they're going to have all these other features in the future, and it's part of being that partnership that we have. It's crucial, and having somebody that's going to do the updates and make sure everything's working perfectly. Those are the type of people we want to be in a relationship with, and that's why it's a really good fit for us. And the software is amazing, the platform is amazing, and to do all that on a web-based platform is crazy. It smokes all these other platforms, and it's very fast, it's very quick. So it's just some of the reasons I'm super hyped about it. That's why I had to jump in. Sorry.
I appreciate the hype.
Me too.
All right,
Yeah,
we're gonna hand it over to Raj here and let him do a
Yeah.
wheel spin. We could stick around for more questions if they keep popping up, if the trader guys have more time. But yeah, let's get to that giveaway. It's going to be $250 credits to TFD, and again, if you choose Rithmic, you'll get the trader platform integrated free.
Okay, for the first winner, we've got Thomas King. You will have a credit that you can just use the email that you used to sign up for the giveaway, and just go to checkout, and you will have your credit applied. So let's spin it one more time for $150 TFD credit. Shervin Adler, congratulations.
Very cool. So the trader guys are in our Discord. They've got their own Discord. They'll pop a link in our lobby chat and in here to their Discord, so you can get into their community as well. And we're all around for questions, so feel free to reach out. Again, the trader platform's free with our Rithmic accounts, and we're super excited. We've all been using it, and it's a great trading platform. Merlin has mentioned something about heat map. If you want to just respond to that, and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, a heat map. Yeah. So I think the question came about earlier. We understand what a heat map is. We kind of focused more of our resources towards perfecting the DOM, which it shows the same information. It's just laid out differently. But if you want to send us any of those images to our Discord or to ourselves in the TFD room, we can add those into our own design stuff and look around to see how that could potentially come about. We kind of want to gauge on the how many people are actually interested in it before devoting resources to that. There are things we understand when people give us like a good suggestion. It's like, oh shoot, like this makes sense. It's something we can get done fairly quickly. Things like heat maps could take some time, but it's always great to get a lot of feedback around how people might want it to look, how it could function, get us the whole scope of things, and that way we can have a better sense of how we could come about making it.
Yes, exactly. So especially something like a heat map can be more, resource intensive. So we really want to make sure if we're going to do it, it's being done right, because it needs to run on web as well. So it's not something that we, can finish in a week or something. But yeah. Oh yeah, and so for example, right now, like I'm a big footprint trader for a long time already, over 10 years, and it's just little tweaks that I really like. For example, like here, like you can set the scale to be fixed in height, because with a footprint chart, for example, you always want to be able to read the numbers, right? And when you have a scale that moves automatically, it can often, it's just a tiny detail, but it can often just, change the height of the cell. So it makes you unable to read it. Like, for example, like this, like if you do an automatic scale, or, like if you remove it like this, you cannot read the numbers anymore. But if you put it like this, it's always going to keep the same height. So you can always read the numbers how you want it. And those are just tiny details that I myself at least like a lot. But I'm very of the details. So, that's...
Yeah, I guess to touch a little bit more on that, even when you see the way that we set up the VWAP, you can see on the right on Niels' screen, it's a line. You can see all the deviations as lines, but then on the footprint, we can set it so that it outlines around the numbers of your footprint, because it's something that Niels himself used for years and so he adjusted it so that it better fit his own personality when it came to using those tools. And then there's a couple of things that when I had joined the team, over my own sense of the DOM, because I actively use the DOM, I scalp for like 2 ticks generally, and so there are some things there that had to be set up and built so that I could use that. Then, we ourselves are traders, and we understand. I think I would say we understand very well a lot of the things that traders will suggest to us or provide feedback on. So like when you stay here, Sense Plus, about anchored VWAP. At the moment, we don't have the anchored VWAP set publicly. We still have to do some testings on these kind of things, but it's something I understand anchored VWAP about. Was it Brian Shannon? Was it who made it originally? I can't even remember the name really well. But there's things we understand when people provide feedback on. So at least there's no translation that has to occur when you guys give us feedback.
Yeah, so with that, the anchored VWAP, I think it's super interesting. And so it's something we'll definitely build. It's just a matter of time. and with that, if there's any developers out there, you can send us your CV if you want. But anyway, so I forgot what I wanted to say. No, I forgot. Oh, and yeah, I think it was about something above. Oh, the desktop version. Yeah, so we have desktop versions. We have desktop versions available for Mac and Windows, but it's probably not going to be available through FTD, because FTD, the experience is the web-based experience, right? But yeah, you can discuss me or ask Josh or Brian or any other anyone at FTD how that could work. But we have it available. But I think you'll find, if you trade in the web, I think you'll find it working very well. So I'm not sure you really need a desktop app, even though I understand it sounds better for trading, because it's usually being perceived as more performance, more more stable. But I think if you give it a go on the web, I think you'll be surprised. So yeah, just give it a go, I'd say. But yeah, but we do have desktop apps available. Yes.
Yeah, so I guess to build on top of that and restate what was kind of mentioned earlier in the webinar was just that, yes, we have Macs and Windows as downloadable applications. In the meantime, for the partnership and what we're setting up here for this free offering, we kind of want to give it a go for just the web. If it comes down to maybe many of you preferring to have that desktop platform, we can look into something with that perhaps down the line. But as Niels has stated, you'd be happily surprised. Even I myself have just completely transitioned to using the web, not only because of what we've set up with it to make it as fast as it is now, but also because when you use it inside of TFD, that integration of it, it all just works so well.
Yeah, it's definitely fast and stable. I haven't experienced a single issue with it, so give it a shot. And if you have any suggestions or support, just reach out.
Yeah. Sense Plus. Let me get back my let me get my my own workspace loaded up real quick, and then I'll even state it as like how I tend to have my own things set up. Yeah, cool. So like here, I set up my brackets as take profit 1 tick, my stop loss set to 2 ticks. So that when I enter a trade, if I were to let this fill here, assuming it wants to, come on, you bugger. Let's see if I get lucky here on this one. I don't want to just take a random one. This actually seems a pretty decent location. But, okay, I'll just set it down to the micros just to be real quick with it. Okay, so if I set it up.
Mainly scalping on the chart, he said. But yeah, you can do that too on a chart. Like, look.
Yeah. If I have it here, you can set up the same parameters for your brackets. I mean, I don't know what you guys consider as. I'll just do the 5 ticks, we'll say. If I had a 5 and 10, and then this is also at micros. If I were to enter trade, your brackets could be set and then adjusted fairly quickly on both the DOM and the chart. Actually, I had set up differently on this personal chart of mine. I don't like to see all the working orders and such. But yeah, so this brackets get set up pretty quickly. And it's that once you've had one section of it filled out, the other end will end up canceling. Yeah, so in conclusion, very scalp-friendly platform. Myself and Niels are both scalpers.
Yeah, they, people like to say built by traders for traders. This is built by scalpers for scalpers. So very scalper friendly. Everything's extremely fast, and they're setting a bar here because they expect it for their trading style themselves. Okay, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, guys, for joining us. And again, hop in the Discords and ask more questions if you'd like. We'll be around. And thank you, everybody. We'll have a couple more webinars this week. I believe, when is it? One tomorrow?
Tonight at 6
One
p.m.
tonight. Okay. Yeah, we have another one tonight at 6 p.m. with Matt, and he's going to go over some of the new features, awesome features that we've built into TFD that you can use with Trader. So we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
See
See
you
you.
guys at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. Thank you, Niels and Dan.
Pleasure.